Hey guys, Ultra Maximus here, and I'm back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to take a look at an animated figure, and it is Transformers Animated Prowl. So here he is, pretty darn cool figure. I want to talk about the character, and then we'll talk about the figure itself. There were two versions of this character that we got out of Transformers Animated toy line. That was this figure right here, and then we also got a samurai version, and I'll talk about him. I'm going to do a video on him all by himself, but I just kind of wanted to do a real quick comparison. They are very, very different figures, and I'll talk about that in the Samurai Prowl's video. So, talk about this figure. Well, the character first, I guess. Transformers Animated Prowl was probably one of my more favorite redo figures, I guess. So, if you haven't seen Animated, Transformers Animated, brilliant show, loved it. Basically, the people behind the Teen Titans cartoon for Cartoon Network produced Transformers Animated, and it took me a while to get used to the animation style. I was used to it with Teen Titans, and then this came along, and it took me a little bit to get used to this. But essentially, they reimagined G1 in a different format, essentially. They were very G1-esque, but they were radically different. It was a different Cybertron, different war, lots of homages to G1, but they were their own different characters. Prowl being, I think, the most distinctly different character of the group. That being said, he really has very little to do with his original personality, except for the fact that he's got kind of an homage to the little helmet horns on his head there. The G1 Prowl had that, obviously, but his were red, not gold. And the other things, he's kind of got the wings on the back, similar to the G1 Prowl with his doors. And the fact that he's a motorcycle, police motorcycle in this series, whereas the G1 Prowl was a police car. Other than that, that's where the similarities stop. This guy is completely different than the G1 Prowl. He is a cyber ninja. He kind of has a little bit of a bad attitude. He did not care for the other Autobots when he first joined them. In fact, there's a whole episode. He was trying to get away from the war and all this kind of stuff, and runs into Yokitron, who was voiced by George Takei, and who taught him cyber ninjutsu, I guess. So yeah, he's this cyber ninja, and he uses a lot of this Asian motif in his character, and philosophy, and does a lot of meditation and things to that kind of nature. He likes nature. He tries to commune with nature. In fact, his room in the factory that the Autobots occupy has a tree growing in it, and so he communes in there. So he's a very interesting character that way. I really do dig his character in that fashion, and he's just very, very different from the other Autobots. As far as the toy goes, it's an interesting toy. It's very thin. It doesn't, it poses well. It's got really nice posability for a Transformer toy. You can get a lot of really cool poses out of this guy. Yeah, he's pretty posable. He's pretty cool. There's really not much to him. He's a pretty thin little character. However, given the fact that he transforms from a motorcycle to a full robot, it's pretty good. They did a really good job with this figure. I think this is probably, in my opinion, the best motorcycle to robot figure that Hasbro has produced to date. It transforms well, it looks good as a motorcycle, and it's a solid robot. We've got some really good detail. He's very show accurate in the face. We get the nice blue painted eyes there. We've got The his mouth's kind of high. He's got the big chin, drop down. I wish he had light piping. I think that would have been really cool, but it just did not happen on this figure. We get the front of the motorcycle with the Autobot logo, then at the bottom, looking all cool. I love the black and gold. I think that works really, really well with this character. He's also got these kind of badge stripes here. So, I mean, it reminds me, well, the police force, you know, with rank and things. So that's kind of cool. I really dig that. He's got the wheels inset in his legs. I think that's really cool. We got a nice piece of plastic right there molded on to add a little bit more robot-y type stuff. And his boots are pretty cool. I like the little stripe around there. Of course, that works with the motorcycle fenders and all that kind of jazz. And then the other cool thing about this guy is these pieces actually come off of his tire. And this was show accurate. He actually, and I love how it's on a little gear piece here. He actually had these weapons in the show, so he would pull them off the wheel and he would throw them. And that's just awesome. I love how they included that on the figure. And they literally sit right there in those pieces. You just line them up and there it is. And that is awesome. I love how they incorporated that in there. I think that is probably one of the better weapon gimmicks that they came up with. Totally hidden on the figure, pulls it out, can use it just like in the show. I just think that is absolutely fabulous. Just really nice. The only thing that I don't care for is you can see the ball joint right there. That's, you know, part of the transformation. And that's a little unfortunate that you can see that, but I mean, it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah, there's no way to spin or anything. It's a solid state piece, so that's a little unfortunate, but I'll take it. That's everything else about the figure I love. He's a really cool figure. He poses well, very show accurate. I love how he's got the weapon pieces there. I think he also came with a part of a stoplight as like a nunchuck type of weapon or something. It's somewhere in a box somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but nah, is what it is. You got the nice clear windshield. Looks really cool. Very nice. So overall, I mean, just hardly any kibble anywhere as far as the motorcycle. We've got the fins on the back, but that was on the show. The only thing really are the lights off of these arms, but that's okay. I can deal with that. So yeah, very cool. Let's take a look at this guy in vehicle mode. All right, so here we have Prowl in his motorcycle mode, and it looks pretty decent. It looks like the cartoon. It's not a perfect motorcycle, but it looks really darn good. It's obviously a type of sport bike, very low key. There's some really nice details on it. I love on the tank. I love the gas cap that they've got on there. It's even got the little rivets. I mean, that looks, me being somebody who rides motorcycles, it looks like a gas cap. So that's very, very cool. And up in here, it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of tell there. There are gauges, which is very cool. It'd be nice if they were painted, maybe at least white with some red on there. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, it is what it is. And then we've got the police light on the back here. We do kind of see a little bit of hands in the back, but that's okay. I don't mind that. It rolls really, really well. And the other thing that's kind of cool, and it kind of looks like it's got a bit of a motor in there from his parts in there. But the other cool thing is it has a functional kickstand. And that is very, very darn cool. And it does work. It holds the bike upright. Of course, it's not going to sit on my hand, but it, yeah, looks really darn cool. It's got the Autobot logo up front. I love how they've got, there is clear plastic for the headlamps there that kind of mold into the black, which is very cool. It's got smoky plastic like they got there. Just very, very, very nice. There are no tail lights on it. It'd been nice if they would have put a tail light back there. I think that would have been pretty cool. But we do have the translucent police lights on there, which is very nice. A little red and blue in there. So yeah, overall, I really do like this figure. If you're an animated fan, this is definitely a guy to pick up. If you like the Transformer motorcycles, he's a good one to pick up. He doesn't have any handlebars, though. That kind of is a little bit sad. But, oh, well, it is what it is. So, pretty cool, pretty nice. very decent alt mode and a very cool and very posable robot mode. So overall, yeah, he's definitely a pickup for your collection, I think. And he's definitely a very different kind of Prowl, both in looks, color deco, and personality type. So if you do like Prowl, who's generally more of a straight edge kind of guy, police officer style, a logistics, military type of guy, he is a bit different. That is for sure. Very mellow, very Asian in philosophy. He's a cyber ninja, so you can't get much cooler than that. So there he is, Transformers animated Prowl. Thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos in the future.